Welcome to PhD with Women on It, Hack the Future. My name is Beata Young, and today's PhD Positivity Hack delivered will be by our guest, Huston. Today's topic, giving new life to one-use plastics. Episode 51 starts here. Let me remind you, this is a grassroots community that focuses on Women on It, an inclusive forum of women in technology, startups, and female leaders who are supported by men as well. And I bring heart to that hustle because empathy is my motto, and empathy is critical when you are giving a new life to one-use plastic. Before we dive into the topic, let me mention a few highlights. I would like to congratulate Michelle Gialanze for her wonderful motherhood exhibition at the Malta Society of Arts last January 23rd. Well done as well to Dr. Karin Jakubowski, founder of Educational Impact Academy, on launching her second Mindful Parenting course that will start next week. And what a great bug from Minka Zupans of Typewriter. Indeed, stupidity is a pandemic too. And I would like to also mention our lovely PhD guest, Gabe Lukats, who appeared on PhD last year, and she is using recyclable material to create her bags. Let's go into the single-use plastic. And one-use plastic for a child can be of many things, but for an adult, it seems to be a useless piece of rubbish. Aim for the elimination of waste through the superior design of materials, products, and systems, including business models, is at the core of circular economy. The goal is to reduce material use, redesign materials to be less resource intensive, and recapture waste as a resource to manufacture new materials and products. Reducing the creation of waste with local communities in mind is at the heart of Crisp Packet Project, CPP. It is a worldwide project giving one-use plastics a new life to help rough sleepers survive on the streets. This year, CPP Hastings headquarters has made over 2,350 survival items and sent them around the UK all year round. CPP is all about making something from nothing to help someone be productive and give others a sense of purpose. CPP founder Huston founded the idea back in November 2019, and now she has been on different platforms such as social media, ITV Channel 4, Euronews, newspaper, and PhD with Women on It, Hack the Future. She also mentors other CPP area groups and others with this project. The project will keep going until plastics change or crisp packet materials change. Join us, ask your questions. Never forget to give mentions to whoever needs to watch us and join our discussion. Pen, where in the world are you today? I guess it's inevitable. We can see some of your materials in the background. Tell us where you are.
I am in sunny Hastings, and it is sunny today, and I'd like to thank you so much for having me on your beautiful Women on It today to discuss plastic and Crisp Packet project. We're down on the south coast in Hastings.
I have to say that when I heard about your project, and it was actually Racy who's working with me in sourcing great speakers, I was like really puzzled. How do you make money, and how do you keep on going with what you do?
Well, financially, basically, when we started this project, well, it is self-funded. We do get donations from the public and certain organisations, but we're a non-profit organisation. Basically all volunteers helping one-use plastics and helping our less fortunate community throughout the whole world now.
So you started your project in Hastings, and now you launched local organizations. Are you managing these local wings, or is it some volunteers that are doing it for you?
So our main HQ office is down in Hastings. We're the sort of main hub of it all. But we have there's roughly about 37 to 40 area groups of CPPs. They're all volunteers and they're all independently run. So they basically run off a sort of umbrella of what we've made with all our information. Yeah, they're all independently run, and they've all got their own Facebook pages, which you can find on our website to hit the link. But they all can do pretty much what they want to do to help one-use plastics and help their less fortunate communities, as well as us sending items to those groups and other areas around them to help them out, because a lot of them are on their own. Volunteering and doing the project on their own, especially through this pandemic. It's been quite tough to get volunteers. I'm very blessed down in Hastings that we have a good bunch of about 15 volunteers that make these items weekly. So, yeah.
Well done, you. Good leadership skills. Definitely, we can tell that. Pen, I would like to mention our lovely watchers today. Agata Bellon, great to see you back. Beata with PhD. Well, I've been there last week. We are coming next week, so nothing stops us. We have got Olga Vasina. Welcome, Pen Huston, and hello, Beata. Great to see you on PhD. Great to see you, Olga, as well.
Hello.
Now, hello. The question for our lovely audience is, what is your opinion? Yes or no? Ban plastic use or no? Please vote now. It's our very good moment of glory to really vote what we think about it, because if you mention the single-use plastics, in UK, the government mentioned the fact that they are planning to ban it completely, but actually 75% of people want single-use plastics banned, global survey finds. If the United Nations cannot agree on a deal to put the brakes on plastic pollution, there will be a widespread ecological damage over the coming decades, putting some marine species at risk of extinction and destroying sensitive ecosystems such as coral reefs and mangroves, according to a study released this month. So you thought of using it this way. Can you demonstrate to us what really you are doing on a daily basis?
So basically, it's all about the crisp packet. And it's an amazing material that shouldn't be going to landfill. You can recycle it in different ways, but a lot of it, pretty much 3/4 of it, if not more, goes to landfill every day. So basically we get crisp packets and we cut it open one side and we open it and we wash it in warm soapy water, sorry. We stick it in the washing machine in a pillowcase or even a dishwasher. And we basically fuse these packets together. And we fuse them together with a bit of partridge or baking paper, which is this, an iron, and one-use plastic waste, which again would have gone to landfill. We get this from a soda company down on the south coast, but you can get this from any supermarket. And we basically fuse them together to make a survival sheet. This is 44 crisp packets, or you could make one a little bit bigger. I'll just quickly open this up for you to show you. This is it takes about an hour and a half to make. These are a life-saving bit of kit that our less fortunate community like, because they can use them in all different ways. These are also really good to keep in your car if you sadly you come across an accident or anything like that. They're a bit like when you're on a marathon or something like that, because the reflection of the crisp packet goes back into your body to keep you warmer. So basically, if I plug my iron in quickly, I can quickly show you how you fuse your crisp packets together. Just bear with me a second.
Yay! A little bit of DIY this evening.
Just get my plugs in. So yeah, it's quite easy, and actually, this project has helped so many people, not just on the streets. It's obviously helping one-use plastics, but it's helped people throughout the pandemic because they're getting busy at home and doing all different things. And working as a unit, a team in your community. If you have a CPP, please do find out where your nearest one is and get involved. So basically, you want your iron on 2.5. And you want a bit of partridge paper, and you literally, I'm just going to turn the camera down a bit, okay? Just so hopefully you can see it on the table here. All right?
Yes.
And we basically want rows of 4. And you can do it any way, but overlapping it by about 1 centimetre with your partridge paper on top. And I tend to do this at work. I'm at home at the moment, but you can do it on a wooden table. And it basically just fused together like this.
Fabulous.
And you can use bigger bags, smaller bags. You'll find certain colours, certain thicknesses aren't as good for our demonstrations, and I find these softer bags work better for us. But and you just basically do strips of 4, and then we build them together. You then do another strip, and then we're going to add them all together. So you would do 4 times 11 strips and add them together in one big hit. So if I just quickly show you 2 more bits, as we're short on time. So we'll do that one like that, and then we'll join it together. And then we basically sandwich it in between 2 bits of plastic, and we fuse the plastic. So this is be the filling. So then we put them together like this. Obviously, they'd be in rows of 4. And then we would fuse
just like
side.
that.
Just like that. And then you just build the grid up, really. And then you would get the plastic waste, and you would fuse it over the top like that. I'll just quickly show you that. So you do this both sides. You can see how it just fuses on there. So you can make it's so good for this material now when it's like this. It looks a bit like leather, and the more you scrunch it up, the more it gets more and more durable, which is really good. So these aren't like something that would last 5 minutes on the streets. They last an incredible long time on the streets, and we make many different items here at CPP, and also our other area groups do. We send out kit bags, wash kit bags. So we're sending out these with full goodies in there, which have been donated. We make sleeping bags, which is 135 crisp packets now, which is like a biffy bag that you can either use as a sleeping bag or put your sleeping bag inside of it. Originally it was 150 crisp packets, and we've got it down a little bit smaller now. Obviously we've got the survival sheet, which is what I showed you first off. They can be 44 crisp packets or 75 crisp packets. And then we have pillows. We have nice pillows, again filled with clear plastic waste. We'd also do plastic waste with weave mats as well, which are really comfortable for our less fortunate community, bless them. We also make ponchos from clear plastic waste, bags. But it just goes on, really, to be honest. You can pretty much make anything once you've got that material.
Excellent. So, Ben, explain to us how you came around this idea, because it it requires some stakeholders to be engaged. It's not just you that carry crisps, because you wouldn't look so thin if you were eating all these 150 crisp packets, right?
Yeah, actually, I've been put off eating crisps now, not packets, but crisps now. I used to eat them sort of probably every other day, but now I probably once a month, to be honest, because it is absolutely shocking. The amount we get through the post here at Hastings is just unbelievable. So yeah, basically the reason I came across this idea was that I was working or volunteering for a fantastic charity down here on the South Coast, and we didn't have the funds to buy sleeping bags. So I just woke up one day in a green crisp packet and thought, oh, it's just a fantastic material. And the next day we just started fusing crisp packets together. And so, yeah, well, I do have a team down here that are very dedicated making items, and we send out items on a weekly basis around the UK. Today we've sent out 2 boxes to Doncaster, and last week we sent out 3 big boxes to Strand in London. So yeah, I'm not doing it all on my own, and I'm not eating all the crisps.
That's great. And also, I've heard, Pen, that you managed to agree with one of the crisps producer to help you with your aim, right?
Crisp producer.
I mean, you told me that some of the producers are encouraging people to donate these packets and bring them back to the producing line, right?
Oh, well, we donate a lot to TerraCycle that then helps fund our project here. But no, the manufacturers actually haven't been that encouraging, to be honest. Sadly. Yeah, no.
Well, hopefully we can inspire them to chip in and really help to reduce this landfill material. So it's very useful. Do you know how long does the bag last? Have you checked it?
Well, the crisp packet actually lasts over 80 years, which is shocking to actually decompose. So we are now reinforcing it with plastic. For instance, this bag here I've had for over 2 years, and I use pretty much every day. But I know less fortunate communities on the street, sadly, that have had their items for quite a few months. Some are obviously rehomed now, so that's great news. And they tend to either pass their items on to the next person, or, like I said, you know, this one-use plastic was destined to landfill. There's no getting away from the fact that whatever we make from plastic is ending up in landfill, and that's why it does need to be banned. You know, it shouldn't be made anymore, to be honest. And also, plastic can only be recycled twice. A lot of people don't realise that. Also, you know, paper can only be recycled 5 to 7 times. So at the end of the day, you can make what you can out of one-use plastics, and it is going to end up in landfill. So, you know, we need to stop this one plastic waste problem.
Absolutely. The Ipsos poll also showed that 85% of respondents globally want manufacturers and retailers to be held responsible for reducing, reusing, and recycling plastic packaging up from 80%. So 5% more people year on year believe that plastic should be recycled. So what are alternatives for single-use plastics? Are there any alternatives, Ben Huston?
Well, there's always lots of people coming up with some amazing ideas. I mean, I've seen the avocado skin ones coming hopefully out, mushrooms. You know, it's just a great. I mean, I do believe that the reason that we are on this planet is to come up with these amazing alternatives. You know, plastic waste is a problem, sadly, for the environment. But we will come up with a solution. I do believe that, and it's only time. And if everyone could just think outside the box more, we would definitely come up with something that is going to be even better than plastic, and won't be stuck in landfill or in the sea.
Totally. We have in love and in pains praising your idea. Great demonstration. I will definitely do that, she says. We have Natalie saying, wow, that's an incredibly innovative idea, Pen. I agree with that. So we, as consumers, can definitely participate in change. And one of the things that I did when I had, back in the day when I was running my cafe, was encouraging people to bring their own cups by giving them discounts. So definitely that worked like a wonder. Another idea is bringing your cups or tools or whatever you're going to use to eat your meal during the lunch break, rather than using the plastic, because apparently the average person uses 18 throwaway plastic plates and 37 single-use knives, forks and spoons each year, according to ministers, while the durability of plastic litter means it kills more than 1 million birds and 100,000 sea mammals and turtles every year around the world. Pen, what advice would you give to companies that could minimize their carbon footprint?
Oh, gosh.
Where do you
well,
start?
Like I said before, yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? I mean, we're all to blame. People say, oh, we should tax more and blame the big boys in their warehouses and stuff. But I honestly think it all boils down to the consumer. And if we don't buy, and if we think, like, you're driving home from work and you're a bit thirsty, and you go and buy a bottle of water, and if you just wait another half an hour, you'll be home. And I just think, we're all in this together, aren't we? We've got to think outside the box and think about what we're consuming. And I'd love to wave a magic wand, but again, with all these big factories and stuff, it's all about money, and they've outlaid so much on their machines. It will happen, but unless the government really step in, that for me is the government and our consumer way we buy stuff. We need to just all be conscious about everything we do.
Well, speaking of government, in the UK, the government's plastic bag charge has cut their use in supermarkets by 95% since 2015, and it banned single-use plastic straws, cotton buds, and drink stirrers in 2020. I have to say that still I refuse to take any straws, because it doesn't matter if it's plastic or if it's any other material, it's still a straw. I can drink without a straw, people, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, all of a sudden we become such a lazy people, and they have to have straws everywhere. It's quite funny. Well, research in 2020 found that people in the US and UK produced more plastic waste per person than any other major countries. Microplastic pollution has contaminated the entire planet, from the summit of Mount Everest to the deepest oceans. And there is one of the very brilliant ideas. When I was recently in Turks and Caicos Islands, the government there encourages not only hotels not to give away bottles with plastic bottles or whatever container bottles, bottled water is there, but actually on each and every floor, you could refill your bottle given at the reception, and you did not have to have single-use plastic bottle. So there should also be a focus on reducing waste at source, as Libby Peck from the Green Alliance think tank says. Alternatives to single-use plastic plates and cutlery made from other materials also aren't necessary and will store up environmental problems for the future. We need to address the root of the problem, redesigning the system and tackling the throwaway society once and for all. So, Pen, I think I was raised during communism, and in the communist Poland, we really were resourceful with our bottles, for example. Glass bottles had to be brought back to recycling unit to actually get back in exchange toilet paper. So, is that a time to implement something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I know the milkman's back in his little cart, coming to your door with your milk bottles. Back in the day, you know, your silver top, because you know you can recycle silver foil, aluminium foil in your bin.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I think great. Swap things over. Yeah, I mean, glass obviously takes a lot of energy to recycle as well, so we've always got an issue on that one as well, and obviously paper. So it's all, at the end of the day, it's just trying to consume less. But yeah, obviously plastic is the major one.
Yeah, according to sustainability nonprofit WRAP, milk is the third most wasted food product by households in the UK after potatoes and bread. To produce milk that's poured down the drain takes a whopping 31,000 hectares of land. 31,000 hectares of land. To tackle that food waste, UK supermarket chain Morrison's is removing use by dates on cartons of milk, replacing them with a best buy and encouraging consumers to sniff their milk instead of relying solely on a printed date. I have to say that my daughter was always chasing me with her date checking and never believed that I can actually taste it with my tongue and check whether it's still okay to go. Of course, there are some products that cannot be reused. I mean, definitely I wouldn't recommend it on meat. I have got questions here in Love and in Pain is asking, hi Pen, what pushes you to create Crisp Packet Project?
What pushes me? For the feedback I get from it, the overwhelming, it's a big ball of magic, this project, just from the volunteers, handing them out on the streets to making them out of nothing. This is something to help someone. It's a very passionate project that's been going over 2 years now, and it pushes me every week to make more and more items to help our less fortunate communities. And if I could get them to other places, like, you know, abroad, we just got to think of your carbon footprint, that's the problem. But if we could get more and more groups abroad to make these for their less fortunate communities, that'd be great. But that's what pushes me. And my volunteers are absolutely amazing. They work from home, a lot of them, and our workshops twice a week. So big shout out to them. Without them, I couldn't do any of it, really. And obviously the lovely Addie, bless her. Don't forget Crispin. Yeah, all a big team. It's a big ball of love, Crisp Packet Project. We're all here to help each other, and together, hopefully, we can make a bit of difference towards one-use plastics on the way and help other people that have got nothing.
So that's a big question I have here, Pen, and I wonder whether you can answer, because I cannot. But let's wonder. Imagine a zero waste society. What would it look like?
Gosh, it would be living off the land, wouldn't it? Everyone growing their own vegetables in the garden. A bit like the good life back in the day, in the late 70s when I was born. You know, we used to have chickens and grow all our own vegetables in the garden. What would it look like? Well, there'd be a lot more animals about. I just think
Definitely.
it's possible. I just think we need to revert. We just need to revert back in the day when we didn't have these things. Plastic's very useful, but it's. I think it's had its day now. I think we need to move on and bring new things in, and it is possible. Even I've seen bags made out of hemp, all different
Mm,
things. It's just a it's just a process that we have to go through. Has to
mm.
get bad before it's going to get better, and we must keep positive. It is going to get better. There's a lot of good people out there just cracking on with it and sorting it out. So it is gonna be fine. I do
Yep.
believe that.
I do believe that too, Pen, and I would encourage everybody to make small steps because they definitely lead to big accomplishments. Here's one thing, Pen, I think you will find and viewers will find it interesting. Researchers and startups are making great strides towards creating a circular economy. But if we are to completely eliminate waste, it will require radical system-wide solutions. Apparently, an international team of archaeologists working in Pompeii announced that they had found definitive evidence that the Roman inhabitants of the city were recycling and reusing waste material, particularly in for the construction of buildings. For the most part, we don't care what happens to our trash as long as it's taken away. What we found in Pompeii is an entirely different priority, that waste was being collected and sorted for recycling. Yet more than 2000 years on from Pompeii, a linear economy, giving plastic and using whatever materials that are, focused on being cheap, not really being economically friendly, sustainable, is by far the predominant model in today's globalized society. This follows a take, make, consume, throw away pattern, and importantly, an ever increasing accumulation of waste and often more associated pollution to boot. So what can we, maybe I'm thinking about female span here, what can we do with our shopping habits, for example, to radically change the pollution?
Well, always go out with a bag, so you don't have to buy one or
Mm,
get one. Always take your coffee cup with you or your cutlery, like you said.
mm,
Obviously, your sanitary items. I think there's well, that's not to do with plastic though, is it? That's to do with recycling as well, though. But yeah, your sanitary items. There are obviously other options you can use for that now. Also, get onto the government guidelines because they change all the time on picking up your recycling stuff from outside on your curbway. And I know different nationalities are on here today, but every sort of 6 months or 4 months check in because that's always changing. Supermarkets, dumps, but they're always collecting different items as well. But yeah, just be really conscious of when you're going out, what to take with you so you don't have to buy any plastic, basically.
absolutely. Something that I love about Maltese, when they are packing their bags of stuff, when you go to Vegetable Man, for example, here they usually hand you your stuff in a bean bag. So it's quite useful because I don't buy bean bags then, and I can use them as bean bags, and still it's a good use of product. So going back to ideas, I think also joining some groups that are focused and sharing some good ideas on how to recycle, how to use some of the circular economy inventions would be useful. checking what you're wearing and where you're buying your stuff, whether the carbon footprint is huge, whether you're buying it from China, what kind of materials you're buying. Is it going to go to a landfill and never evaporate, or is it going to stay forever on this earth, right?
Yeah, definitely. Check that there's no real plastic in your garments, natural source, where your cotton comes from, where your wool comes from. Yeah, just try and do a bit of research. There's quite a few new businesses out on the internet if you buy online that are all very ethnical, wet source products. Yeah, try not to buy too much off the cheaper side of the high street, really, because there's a lot of plastic in those clothes.
Absolutely, and they are definitely not being made with communities on mind. It's really the profit on mind. Right, we had some great inventions also. Startup NotPla provided 30,000 edible and biodegradable liquid capsules for runners as alternatives to plastic bottles at the 2019 London Marathon. So that's also a good invention. David Katz, the founder and CEO of the Plastic Bank, which monetizes plastic waste by turning it into a currency that helps some of the world's poorest people, likens the problem to an overflow sink. There is no point in mopping the floor until you turn off the tap. So the question is it a pointless exercise or powerful tool when you pick up the litter in the battle to beat plastic pollution?
Sorry, could you repeat the question better? Sorry.
That's okay. I
was going to try and muddle through that one, but I don't know.
Don't worry.
Sorry.
So the question is it worth starting small and doing something, or is it not just worth it because we are just mopping the floor without closing the tap?
No, we must do something about it. You know, every little thing builds up, isn't it? Imagine if we didn't do anything about it. God, there's some amazing people out there doing so much, and then you know, you could just do something little by not buying that water bottle or that packet of crisps. You know, we can all do something little, something big, whatever it is. It all makes a difference, and together we can all make a change. Definitely. Turn the plastic tap off.
Absolutely. So, what next? What is coming for Crisp Packet Project?
Wow, Crisp Packet Project! We have thankfully got funding to go into schools and organisations around the Sussex area from projects that matter. And so we are basically going to our first demonstration next month. And we've made Crispin. I don't know if you can see Crispin here. He's out of one use items. Bless him. He's our mascot. And Addy, who's the director of the Crisp Packet Project, and myself, we are going to schools and organisations to teach everybody about recycling, homeless issues, and of course, Crisp Packet Project. So it's going to be great fun. Really interactive. Obviously, Crispin's a mascot, so he's a puppet as well, which we made. And so we're going to be doing that for the next sort of year. We also do Zoom demonstrations. I want to try and make stuff to keep people a little bit warmer in their homes because the price of electricity is going up soon. So, you know, even something like this behind your radiator will keep your fuel bill down, believe it or not, because you're going to reflect your heat from your radiator onto this out into your room. So, you know, 4 packets of crisps, fuse together a bit of plastic, glue that at the back of your radiator, you'll notice the difference. So there's 3 little things like that. I want to do a little video on that. Basically, we are still making items to send around the UK as usual. But basically, yeah, we want to help more of the area groups a little bit more on what they're doing, and hopefully they might be able to start doing some workshops in their areas. So yeah, there's always lots to do. There's always so much admin to do. Yeah, we're just cracking on basically, and hopefully one-use plastics for crisp packets. Well, it's only got 2025. Supposedly they're going to be banned. I'm hoping they're going to be a little bit to be brought forward. Hopefully, I've only got a few years to go now.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure with your invention and your great brain, you will find something else to do out of plastic. Like, for example, Crispin, your mascot, who's going to help you.
I know. He's my
Absolutely.
superhero. He's a superhero because you've got the power. You've got the power to change this and stop buying plastic.
Fantastic. So, Pen, that's the plan for your CPP. What's the plan for Pen? What's your career objective at the moment?
Well, I run the Art Shack. I've been doing that since May 2019. I absolutely love it. It's not a financial thing for me, neither is the CPP. I thankfully am blessed with a husband that pays for me. But basically, yeah, I just want to help people. I'm an artist. So I love painting, creating all different things, and I just love bringing people together. So basically, that's all I want to do in life at the moment. I've had a really, really stressful career for 20 years as a dog groomer. Although it wasn't that stressful, it was at the end of it. But anyway, so basically, I was doing that. And so 4 years ago, I walked away from it all, and now I have the Art Shack, which I absolutely love. I love the community, what it brings to me, what it gives to me. And yeah, that's all I need at the moment. It's not about money. It's about what love it's all about. It's a beautiful place, the Art Shack, and it's a good community project, the CPP.
Absolutely. So it's part of empathy economy. I would definitely recommend you reading about empathy economy. We had a distinguished guest, Dr. Jackie Taylor, who was talking about the next step for everybody is not the sharing economy, it is the empathy economy, because this is how you help the community. Pen, what about that Art Shack? Can you tell us how you came around this project? What inspired you to start that?
Well, so the Art Shack I set up in May 2019. I've been looking for a creative space which was affordable, so that I could hold affordable community and free workshops for local community. And so I wanted to do the big weave to begin with. And basically, I got approached by Five in the Streets. James, he said someone at the Y Centre had some premises there. So basically, I rented that off the Y Centre, the beautiful Y Centre down in Hastings. So it's a creative wellbeing space. We do affordable workshops. And we started off doing the big weave, which is the weaving mats. And then we moved on to Crisp Packet projects, and we do art and craft for the kids, and it's just great. We've got a garden project coming up at the moment in March, and the kids love it, the adults love it, and it's just great to bring people together. It's like one of those old sort of 1940s. I don't know, maybe it's not that old. Classrooms. Yeah, so yeah, it's great. It's a lovely. It's called the Art Shack because it's a shack.
I'd love to see your Art Shack. So how do you make this mat, Pen?
How do I make
the mat?
How do I make
the mat you have behind you? Yes.
Well, this is weaving. This is a project that I wanted to do ages ago for our less fortunate community, and we originally were doing it on 6-foot tables, but now we just do torso mats just for your back, and we weave it all out of one-use plastics that would obviously go to landfill, and we do that every fortnight. We hold a group and we make these, and some of our volunteers make them at home as well. It takes about 2 hours nearly to do, an hour and a half, 2 hours to do one of these. Some of our weavers are very, very quick.
So you mentioned that you're educating people on consumerism and waste. Can you tell us what is the topic of discussion and how people react?
Well, what to do with our workshops were basically interacting with the children to basically teach them about where their recycling goes, how long recycling, how long plastic waste and cardboard takes to decompose, and things like that. Really, it's about consumerism and yeah, what to do with your plastic waste.
Hmm. Could you tell us about the problem we are having? I think it's a global problem, at least in Poland, I've noticed. Many companies are offering insurance for your white goods. And apparently, after 2 years running these white goods, apparently there are certain chips that make them faulty. Is that true or is that a myth, Pen?
I've never heard of that before. I
Mm.
don't know about white goods. I don't buy white goods really. I've had my fridge freezer for ages. Is that what you mean,
Oh,
white goods? Washing machines
yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know one thing. There needs to be some sort of legislation. Is that the right word? No, it's not really the right word. That people, that things can't be brought that go wrong so quickly. I can remember my mum having an old Hoover that she had pretty much my whole childhood into my teenage years. You know, nowadays you probably get through about 10 Hoovers. You know, what's going
Mm,
on? Why things
mm,
break so easily? Why are they so rubbishly made? Never used to be
mm,
like that. It used to be really, really good, solid stuff that lasts. You know, you'd pass
mm,
it on generation to generation. Now it's gone within. I brought one of those things to cut paper. 50 quid
mm.
it was. Honestly, it lasts me a month, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where's that going to go now? I'm either going to send it back if I know it's going to cost too much to send back. Where's it going to go? It's going to end up in landfill. I think that's really shocking. I think someone needs to tighten up legislations about what people are making. You know, the quality of it. That gets my
Abs-
goat. Sorry.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you, Pen. I actually was trying to explain to my mother, who was desperate to fix her CD player, and I said, nobody's going to fix it for you because they will demand too much money. And anyway, they will probably say, and that was the case. They said it's not worth it because I would spend too much time and probably I wouldn't find the components for it. So just throw it away. And that's way worse than what it used to be. We used to fix things, we used to fix our tools, and now it all lands in landfill. Olga Vasina is making a comment. Thank you, Olga. There is a considerable evidence of the phenomenon of built-in obsolescence. Beata, thank you very much, Olga, for expanding my vocab tonight. We are still here with Pen. We are heading towards the questions of the century. What advice would you give to female leaders to help their career or start an entrepreneurial journey or start making a change in circular economy?
Well, I think you shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't. When I started this project, I had got a lot of negativity. I think you need to rise above the negativity. Either try not to argue too much. They've all got their own opinion, but I think just go for it. Not worry too much about upsetting too many people, and yeah, just crack on. Just crack on and get the job done.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep,
just
absolutely.
don't be don't be fearful. Don't be fearful.
Raise above negativity, in other words, positivity hacks delivered by our lovely guest, Pen. What is the number one book you can sit and think, oh, I wish I read it before I started my career or my journey with CPP?
Well, I don't actually read that much because I'm quite dyslexic, but now I have audio books. I don't know if I should say that on here, but so basically Echo Tolle, The Power of Now. I wish I'd read that when I was growing up. All his books I've pretty much read on audio, and he just is just an amazing person. And I wish I'd learned about him a lot longer. When I was even 10 would have been useful.
Mm, fantastic. So none of us are able to achieve success without some help along the way. Is there a particular person who you are grateful towards or who helped you with your project?
Well, I'm always very grateful to my husband because he's helped me so much mentally through every situation the last 15 years. And also he's helped fund this project at the beginning on our tours. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do. But obviously, this side? This lovely lady, Adriana Green, she's amazing. She does a hell of a lot for CPP. So yeah, without her, she came in after a year of me doing all of it on my own. Sorted out the website, sorted out just so much admin. We had drafts. I didn't know anything to do with computers. I had a little phone. I've now got a laptop, and so yeah, she's a great asset to CPP, and she's just like a sister. She's so much fun. She's got so much energy and passion, and she just wants to help people. So it's beautiful. It's so lovely to be around so many beautiful people. All our volunteers just help each other. It's just lovely.
And great greetings to Adi. I know she's suffering with COVID. She couldn't help you today with your technology skills because apparently she's your tech diva. Can we hear the secret? What's the name of your greatest supporter, husband?
His name is Dan.
Dan Huston. Dan Huston, don't be shy. Pen is giving you lots of credit. Without backing us, without your help, us women cannot battle this fight for our great achievements on our own, because the greatest problems are shared problems that nobody owns, but everybody is affected by. And we can talk about circular economy, female empowerment, female leadership, all these problems that are shared and are impacting everybody on a daily basis. Pen, let's move on to the life lesson quote.
My mantra I do at the moment is do what you can, delegate, or leave the rest. So I had to write that down. Yeah, and that is my life lesson quote. It's by myself.
Bravo, sister.
I don't know, someone else might have taken it on, but I've taken it on. I'm owning that one for now.
Excellent. Tomorrow, tune in. You will see it appearing on our social media streams. And why does it impacted you? Why this kind of mantra? Can you share a story?
Because you can overdo it. You can do too much, and I've learned that. I've suffered from mental health. That's why I quit my dog grooming business. And you can overdo it. So you have to be really conscious of how much you can push yourself mentally, physically. Definitely give yourself more time to heal, self-love. So yeah, I do believe just, do what you can. Oh, excuse me. Do what you can, delegate out as much as you can, and then leave the rest. Because you know what? People always want more out of you. I was brought up in the 1970s. They all wanted you to work hard, earn money, get a good job, crack on. And, it's not good for you. You do what you can, enjoy what you're doing, and do more of what makes you happy. It's all, that's what life's about. It's about having a joyful experience while you're here. Go with the flow with everything. And if it's not going with the flow, get rid. Get rid of it.
Exactly. Use it like a single-use plastic. Just discard. Right. Pen, imagine the pandemic is over and you can invite any person in the world to have private breakfast. Who would you love to have a private breakfast with, and where would you go to?
Well, I would go back to my main man, one of my main man, Eckhart Tolle, and I would sit on a bench in a meadow. And the good thing about his chat, with the power of now, is that you don't have to talk. You can just be, and you can just sit there. And that's what I love about him, and his teachings, really, is you don't have to explain yourself to anybody or talk to anyone. You can just sit there for a while and just be. And so Eckhart Tolle, sorry if I don't pronounce your name very well, sir, but yeah, he's got a big chunk of my heart there. He's great.
So, Miss, our lovely production team has misspelled his name, Eckhart Tolle. I'm gonna just help them here. Hopefully they will get it right. Well, Pen, it's been amazing. Oh, I'm sure. Well, at least nobody's got a problem with my name or your name, Pen. So, thanks to the fact that we married lovely husbands who got very useful surnames like Forever Young, I can stay this way, and you can stay Huston. We have no problem with that. Pen, it's been a pleasure to host you in today's show. I would like to say thank you to Agata Bellon, Olga Wasina, In Love and in Pain, Natalie Lanto. Thank you everyone who is contributing to our lovely planet, whether you are going to make a bag or a sleeping bag or whatever you are doing to reuse and making sure that you're not throwing it away. It's always useful. And that's it from 51 of the PhD live stream. Thanks to our guest, Pen Huston. To stay updated and ensure you never miss a positivity hack delivered, follow Women on It and turn on notifications to be alerted once a video has been released. Pen, we will keep in touch. We would love to hear about your project, and we will definitely share it with our community. And just a dose of inspiration. Only we humans make waste that nature can't digest. Charles Moore, oceanographer. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. When you focus on the positives get more positive. I think we've seen it during COVID. Lots of nature has been flourishing when we used less of transportation during pandemic. And as always, our positivity quote comes from positive thinking only and goes, look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder and you have to make sure that you're not polluting our planet. Today is your day to hack the future. Hack the good earth, good circular economy, and hack the positivity you want. Thank you, Pen. Thank you, everybody. See you next week. We have got our guest who will be Brigitte Felden from Germany, and she will talk about how to create a succession plan for your business. So again, we are not discarding whether it's single-use plastic, whether it's your business. Join us next week. Thank you, Pen. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Bye.